Welcome to this video. We're going to do a little chit chat in a session here at the Resource. These two have done quantum healing and yoga and meditation with me, and we're going to just talk about their experience, talk with them, and you guys can see their perspective and how they're transforming and evolving right now and where they're at. So Nick, this is Nick. Welcome. Good. How are you?
Good.
How was yoga?
It's great. I needed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel before? Like, what were you going through?
So I hadn't been for about a month. So when I came in today, I was pretty tight, like just tense, and after yoga, a lot loosened up, feeling better. I think it's a lot of the breathing exercises we do too to help open us up and everything. Yeah, I can't get enough of it. I love coming.
I love that. Good. Okay, so what did you think about your quantum healing experience? So let's go over a little bit what you were going through before and like why you came to see me. You don't have to go deep personal, but just to give them a little gist.
So I went through a pretty nasty divorce. I also had a drug addiction for a while off the opioids that was prescribed by the doctors and everything. And because
you had back pain.
Yeah, I had chronic back pain. When I was 16, I got rods put in my back. So I always had back pain, I was doing sports or, doing whatever. So the doctors would just hand me pills pretty much because I already had the surgery. They're not, they couldn't really do anything else. So after years and years and years of pills, I decided that, I needed to get clean, change my life around. I got clean, got a new job. My life turned around after that, and
after the quantum healing session.
Well,
or where are we at now?
So after I got clean,
okay,
my life
started to transform.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
This was before the healing session. Yeah, this was
before I came to the healing session. So I wanted to expand my journey and self-discovery. That's how I learned about you and the services you offer here, doing the quantum healing and yoga and everything. So I gave it a try, and I was blown away. The quantum healing was 3 hours. It was intense, but we went over everything. You basically put me in hypnosis and linked up with my higher self, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And you walked through my whole body, cleansing, getting rid of all the stuff that we, take in from the matrix and everything. A lot of trauma was stored,
and you look thinner.
Yeah, I mean.
So you were holding on to a lot of energetic weight, which is from your trauma.
Right, yeah.
And your experiences that were really heavy that you weren't consciously knowing that you needed to release.
Right, yeah, I didn't even think about it. Yeah.
And that's a lot of our issue. We don't realize that we're holding on to them.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's bothering you, you know that it's, you're holding on to it.
Yeah, definitely. So after I got clean and started my journey on myself, when I started, I was 415 pounds. Today, I'm 276-ish.
So where were you at before?
415.
And you're today where?
276.
That's huge. That's great results.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize it was that huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole person.
Now, is that from quantum healing or from when you stopped the opiates until now?
Yeah, it's basically from when I stopped the opiates
until now. So everything has helped you.
Yeah, everything has changed completely.
Do you see how you've done it by yourself, and then I was just that guide and the boost? Yeah, mm-hmm. But you have to do the work.
Yeah.
I love that. It's
a lot of work. I mean, a lot of people don't even think, about this stuff, and that's, I think that's a lot of the problem is that so many people are so entranced and, with what they got going on and
autopilot.
Yeah. Exactly. Wake up, gotta go to work, get home, take care of the kids or whatever. So they're just an autopilot, and they don't even think about themselves or their partner, and a lot of us become depressed, miserable, we become unhappy with our lives.
Yeah. And I think that's when you start asking the question, is there more?
Yeah.
Is there more to life?
Right. Empower yourself, fix what you're unhappy about, and this is a great place to do it,
Yeah.
with QHHT, even yoga. I mean, I'm trying to get my mom to come in to do yoga
I
because
love that.
she's a lot like me. She's got a lot of trauma stored, and she stores it in her belly a lot too.
So you're noticing where people store their energy now.
Yeah, I've kind of picked up on it with your help. Yeah.
And you're getting into this stuff where you kind of want to do something for whatever your destiny purpose is.
Yeah,
you feel like this is a part of your destiny, don't you?
For sure. Like after the QHHT, I don't know, it's like opened up something to me where I feel like I want to help people find themselves, their own happiness. I don't know. I want to bring the same happiness that I got out of it to other people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. Here to raise the vibration.
Yeah.
We're all here to raise the vibration, but all doing it together. So that's a really epic experience. So how do you think, like sitting here today, just looking back so far, how do you feel right now? Do you understand like why everything happened the way it was and what you learned?
Yeah, like,
and why you're at this position now?
That's the hardest thing is like to take in is like we have to go through the experiences that are tough to evolve. I feel like I think a part of me knew what I signed up for when I came into this life, and I think a lot of us do with some of the
like deep down we know. Huh?
Yeah, like you're gonna have some troubles and issues and stuff like that. But I think it's the power that we have in us to overcome that and find that place of love that we can share with others and ourselves, ideally. And
help people understand that, because some people, they don't have someone to talk to about it. That's what you have been experiencing this week with that lady, and we'll talk about that. But they don't have someone to talk about it with, or they don't maybe understand their emotions and actually what's going on. And this stuff helps people understand that there is more. Ask questions and go search and do, take that action to do so, because look where you're at today from where you've worked.
Yeah, I'm just one testament,
and you've transmuted some heavy darkness. And I'm not talking, we're talking about like the energy, like the energetic, the unseen part, like that we don't really see.
Energetic implants that we take on.
Yeah, because that's the part, that's the test. That's what we're missing. You know what I mean? That's when you have to kind of start asking questions like, and step back and see if there's more and what you can do to show up better. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I really appreciate your perspective and your story. And maybe next time you can share some more if you join us.
For sure. I'd like that.
But we really appreciate you, Nick.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. We hope you have an amazing day today.
You too. Thank you for starting me off right with yoga.
Yeah. And I hope everything gets, a lot more, but don't forget the stretching and all that. Just be consistent, because consistency is the key. For sure. But you're building that in being patient. So like if you're, not as consistent as you want to be, just show up again and try to make that a goal.
I think that's the fun in it too, is, creating your own, I guess, your own plan to make yourself happy and take care of yourself. Like,
isn't it more exciting though, because you're doing it and you're not being told how to do it?
Right. Like no one's doing it for me. I'm doing the work.
But the discipline is right. Yeah. That's that's where you got to put it in. Yeah. Right. That's where you transform. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
and we wish you so much love and peace and light on your journey. But we'll see you soon. And hopefully he'll do more videos with us and maybe do his own someday too soon. So you'll see some more future of Nick and his perspective, but we appreciate you.
Take care. Thank you.
Now we're going to go to Joe and talk with him and about his experience and where you are and how you feel today after yoga, because he just did his first full yoga class with me today. Yeah, he lives in Alaska and he came back to Illinois to start working at the studio and start his journey and serving others and really start using his abilities and your gifts for others and wherever you want to take them.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to use your abilities in your journey, wherever it's going.
Yeah.
So anyways, how are you feeling today?
Great. So yoga was good. It's incredibly difficult, which I already knew. It feels good to breathe and take the time early in the day to focus inward. And I can see things when I close my eyes. I'm working heavily with my third eye. I've had a lot of symbols and knowledge that has told me that that's where I need to go. And I definitely was seeing things in the field today. So I'm going to start to focus more on that. I was starting to be able to pick things out. And this is all, I have no like beans in this bag or whatever. This isn't something I necessarily was raised to understand and believe. It's just an experience that I'm having that I'm leaning into. And yoga was good. My hips are very tight. I definitely had some stuff going on in my thighs I didn't know about. But it was good to open up, stretch myself, like literally stretch myself, and to try to do things that were outside of my comfort zone and learn. We're getting your brain to neuroplastically create new pathways mentally, physically, and emotionally. I definitely feel that it's a multi-level art or movement form.
Yeah.
So I look forward to learning more about that. I won't probably ever be a yoga teacher, but I will definitely be a yoga participant.
So you figuring out what resonates with you on your journey, what doesn't, as you serve others. And yoga you love, but you don't necessarily want to teach it, which is good. That's how you learn about, if you do want to serve others, about your spiritual side of what resonates, what doesn't, what's for you and what doesn't.
Yeah.
But you are kind of interested in doing sound baths here, right?
So
because you're more into sound.
Yeah, I'm an audio engineer by trade and a performing musician. I have been since 1996. The last 3 years I've spent performing. The last year I did 274 performances. So I'm moving out of performing for people in the types of environments where you would, and bringing it down to doing sound bath work. I think that really makes a lot of sense for me with my background. I understand sound.
Does it like resonate with you?
Literally resonates with me. I understand.
You can kind of like feel it, like it just feels really light in your body, and it feels relief and good when you think about like something that resonates for you.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, I'm going to learn how to be an accountant, and you're like, oh, I got to learn a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to do this thing, and I love it, and it's easy, and it's freeing, and it feels very natural. The more I notice things feel natural, it's almost like something you've done before. And maybe I have done it before, and I just don't remember. Or maybe I just don't remember it.
Right.
But I definitely have that desire and gift, and I understand how it works. And I've watched music not only touch my own life, but how it touches others and how it moves them. I mean, I'll still listen to a song and I'll cry, because I feel the emotion that the person that created it was trying to express. So I want to do that through this healing art form for others. And it won't be the only thing I do. I work on people's meridians, and I do some light Reiki work. I don't know that I'll be a Reiki practitioner, but I'm going to like to have a large tool bag. So breath work.
You want to do a couple different things and mix it up.
Right. And when I see that someone needs something, maybe I'm working on their hand or I'm doing some energy work and I can tell they're getting tense, I can pull out of my tool bag and be like, hey, let's do this specific type of breath, because I know that that's going to help get us back on track.
So you're going to do your own type of healing as you work with others and mix it up. And you are using your abilities, because now you're very in tune with what is, what their issue is, but you're also balanced, so you can, kind of navigate that and actually help transform and evolve them. Now you kind of understand it more, right? Because you've already done that before.
Sure.
It's just now it's more enhanced and you're more sensitive and aware, right?
Well, and not only that, but because I had a QHHT session in October, since then, I'm much more, I feel very able to
we cleared you out.
Right. And now I have space within myself to serve others. I always have wanted to, but I was so caught up in my own trauma and hurts and guilt and all these other things I was carrying around with me.
So what do you think that quantum healing helped with that?
Well, my experience was very intense. I'm sure that everyone says that their experience was very intense because you're dealing with yourself. And a lot of people avoid themselves. I have relatives,
They're
close
not
relatives.
accountable. It's accountability is struggling hard.
It is. It's very difficult. So I don't know. I know that we're going to make a short video. I could talk for at length about.
Well, we'll have more videos.
QHHT, but for QHHT, for me, of course, we go through the body. We go through our chakras. We go through our specific pains, hurts, and hang-ups. And I was able to release long-standing things that I thought that I had dealt with. Clearly, I had not.
Yeah.
I had compartmentalized them. I put them in a little shelf and said, "You're safe here."
It's like you push it so far back that you kind of forget about it, and then it actually bothers you, and you don't even realize.
Oh yeah, and it was holding my entire existence back, and we're
not conscious of what it of holding that in, though. I don't think most of us don't know that. No. We feel off, or we don't. If we look at that experience, it bothers us, but we just like ignore it usually. Right. But the accountability comes into facing it, is where you came in and actually seeing why things happened the way it did. And then we shifted your perspective.
Yes.
That was the huge part, to see why everything is the way it is.
Right. The shift in perspective.
That's where it was for me. That's where my healing, which transformed, was the shift in my perspective.
Right. Because now I don't look at these hurts and hangups as limitations. They're tools that I have to relate with people. I am not the only person that's lost a son. Right. I'm not the only person that's went through a divorce. I'm not the only person that's been in a car wreck. I'm not the only person that's probably done anything. There's nothing new under the sun here. But being able to take those things and use them to relate to people. Now when I talk to people, they know that we don't even have to discuss whether I get it or not.
Well, yeah, but we, as a healer, like me, when I needed help, I needed to know, do you even know anything about darkness? Like, do you even know how to walk the walk? I don't want to get help from someone that knows how to read a book. Right. I need to know, have you went through the field work, the darkness, came out, transformed, and done it yourself, and then now you're serving others, and you're actually helping. Like Joe Dispenza. That's why I was so drawn to him, because he healed himself and he proves it. So as a healer, that's why our lives are so much harder, is because we have to go through a lot of more muck and darkness than a lot of other people, so we can help other people transform that darkness. But we also prove it to ourselves on our strength, who we are, and that we can carry that much and transmute it.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Even if it's a long period of time, because how old are you? If you don't mind.
I'm coming 49 in a few months.
So you did your session at 49, and we had to take care of all of those years and even past lives too, if there was even past life karma. I can't remember what it said.
We didn't get any. I had a lot of.
I don't know if we.
Current. I don't. If that happened, I don't remember that part.
Most of the time, if we just go through your current, it's either more important or you're not really carrying a lot from your past life. So the past life regression is just to make sure you guys understand lessons that you didn't understand before, and that you're still going through the same thing and you're stuck again. So when we do a second round, we'll verify. Sure. Just for a checkup. Because most of the time you only need one, but if you're curious and you want to do a checkup, or you need more of enhancement, you'll want to do more than one quantum healing. But anyways, go on about your experience.
So the couple of my big takeaways for me personally in my experience was connecting with source again. I
might be fuzzy. Oh, you gotta make sure it doesn't touch.
Don't want to be fuzzed.
Sorry if that was fuzzy, guys.
Fuzzy. So me, I hadn't prayed or reached out to source since I was 20. I was very angry at the things that had happened with me and did not have forgiveness in source. And being able to get a message again, a clear, obvious message from source, was pretty transformative. And it was so simple. It was just be.
And when you're all clogged up, you can't get it's like it's not clear, and you just need the message and you can't get it.
No, and I didn't want to get it. I didn't want this person to do anything more in my life.
Well, it feels so heavy and dark. It's so bad sometimes.
And that was me. My experience. Now I realize, those things I went through were difficult, and I wouldn't wish them on any other person. However, for me, that's the journey I needed to be on to do this thing that I'm doing now, because I'm going to be able to change and reshape people's lives and have a purpose-driven life that brings joy and fulfillment beyond. And I don't really have an unfulfilling life. I've had a pretty successful career in the things I've done. But
you're just ready for the spiritual part.
I'm ready for the spiritual part. I understand the importance of it now.
And then remember, we even unblocked your throat because you're supposed to be speaking about your spiritual side. And remember, your voice was off or bad.
Yeah. Oh, horrible.
And we had to fix your voice too.
Yes.
And that's what it told us, was because you needed to speak about your spiritual part.
Yeah.
And that's a part of your destiny.
Because I hadn't been speaking spiritually since I was 20.
So when has your throat felt so much better and your voice different?
Oh yeah. And nothing keeps me back from speaking now. Nothing keeps me. When I think that I need to say something to someone, I say it. When I interact with someone and I feel like something needs to be said, I just say it.
So you feel more able to express yourself.
Absolutely.
How come you didn't feel like you could express yourself before?
Well, maybe it was something spiritual and I didn't want to, it wasn't that I didn't want to express it to them. If I open that door up, then it's going to start coming, and then I have to pay attention to it. And I was avoiding it heavily.
So now you are taking full accountability of actually the root issue, which is always us. Our root issue is always us, because we are always in control of how we think and feel. Now, whether we allow others to control that is up to you.
Right. That's something else new.
But that's what we have to learn and balance. And when we get into alignment with our true self, then you are aligning your human side and your soul side, and you just have to master that balance, which is what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But we just learn that as we go, even when we're serving others, because when we serve others, it actually helps us grow and heal and learn. We're all learning together, basically.
Yes.
So we're just, mingling and learning it together. Okay. So, let's go back to, after your session. How did you feel after your session?
Like immediately afterwards?
Yeah. As soon as we got up, how did you feel?
Wow. It took me a minute to get up. I felt dizzy's not the right word, but I had I had very lighter than I'd ever been. And I had left my body for sure and was looking down on things. Like when we started going up the mountain and I traveled through the purple stuff, and then I had the Tree of Life send me a message, and then I forgot about that. I had the pine cone tell me about that I've planted all these seeds in people's lives, and the pine cone opened up and the seeds came out, and that it was time for those seeds that I had planted all throughout my life to finally start to come, not only in my own life, but in others, for them to finally bloom. And I could feel that there was a lot of truth in that. And I knew that I wasn't going to be the same after that anymore. And those hurts.
I could see it on your face.
Yeah, the hurts and I had a lot of guilt and shame and regret, and it was all held in my heart. And it came. I didn't watch the video because I knew better than to go back and watch it. But I made noises and had things happen to me when that happened that I knew that I wasn't ever going to have to deal with that again. And I was supposed to be here visiting for 7 days. I stayed in town for 27 days. Yeah. Because I knew I couldn't go back to Alaska without getting my feet kind of back under me and being in almost what felt like a new body. Even though it wasn't a new body, it was in a different state than I was used to. Yeah. Well, I haven't been in.
But your body transforms with it though, so it was kind of like all in one.
I had been in fight or flight for so long that I finally wasn't in that mode.
Was that weird?
And it was really straight, because that's your safety thing. That's why you're in this mode. And to be light and free and glowing and available to myself and to others was very foreign.
It is a foreign feeling. It was for me too. It's a foreign feeling because we're not used to it. Mm-hmm. We're not used to it.
Now I love it. I couldn't imagine living the other way.
Yeah, and everybody, when they leave, they're just like, now I'm conscious of feeling light. Like I didn't understand I was feeling so heavy, but I was. Right. And now I understand the difference. But then you got to master it. That's the trick.
And stay in it.
You got to ride the bicycle by yourself. Yeah.
Do the work. Continue to do it.
You don't want to depend. Like we're here to guide and help, but you can't depend on it because that feels heavy. Like that's why I can't be around people all the time. It physically feels heavy for me because most of them are draining my energy because they need help or guidance or whatever. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just me too. Like I just feel like that. Maybe,
Mhm.
So we just kind of balance that out. Okay. So now when you went to Alaska, how was that experience after you left after the 27 days?
Well, my interactions with people were very different. They could definitely tell things were different. I've worked in the entertainment industry for a long, long time, so most of my friends are bartenders, musicians, club owners, managers of venues, people in own equipment, set up galas and shows. Everyone said there is something different about you. I was glowing.
So
I was
everybody could
light.
tell.
Yeah, well, because most of these people in the industry are very aware anyway. Because we're up there. When you're a musician, playing music is the littlest part of what you do. There's a
Yeah.
show in interacting with the crowd and feeding off their energy,
There's
and
a
they feed
lot
off you.
going on.
There's a lot going on. I performed a lot, and like Sundays I'm completely drained. Like when you see people on TV and they play a show and they go in the back and they flop down and they feel dead, that's a real thing, because I don't just sing, I'm giving
It's
of
draining.
myself.
It's the same thing of healing when you're
So
healing.
so for them to notice the difference was
Huge.
and they were good enough friends of mine that I'd say, "What do you mean?" They wouldn't just say you're different. I go, "Well, what do you mean?" Take a minute to explain it. And it was lighter, freer, more available. You're smiling more.
How'd that make you feel when you got that feedback?
Really good that I had taken the risk to, I just came in here on a random whim. I was just walking down the road. I read a term that I didn't know what it was. I looked in the window. You were here for like 6 minutes that day.
Okay, I was watering plants that day. I don't stay at my studio all the time. It's appointment only because I don't work matrix hours. So I just come in here, take care of the studio if I don't have anything going on. And I just came in here literally 10 minutes. It was at noon to water my plants. And I didn't even have the signs on. He was like looking through the window and I could see him. And he just came right in. And I was like, well, it's meant to be. Because sometimes people just kind of come by and look, and then they'll just keep going. They're not coming in. But yeah, he came right in. So it was meant to be. And everybody that comes to see me, they always tell me they just have this feeling that they're supposed to be led here. So that just is another confirmation to listen to your intuition.
Yeah.
And to start trusting yourself again. And it does take time. It is hard because we're not used to it. We're used to trusting all the physical. But when you start learning how to trust yourself and your intuition, you start taking your power back, and it leads you to where you need to go. And it'll give you a crazy experience, just like when he randomly met me. It was was so random.
Okay.
See, and he cried too.
Just thinking about that.
It was
6 minutes.
And it was set up just for you. And that's how the universe works. It will just make it so shocking that the experience will always stay with you, so that you'll never forget, that you'll know.
I will never forget.
And that's how you know that stuff is real in the unseen, the stuff that we can't see, that was meant to be. You were guided here by your higher self, your spirit guides, God, source, whatever you want to call it. And you got exactly what you needed because you actually trusted, listened, you had faith, and you did what you felt was right, right?
Yes. And more of what happened in Alaska is like synchronicities were out of control. Running into people I hadn't seen in a long time. All the conversations, I could just be like, for a month, I'm like, today I'm going to walk and I'm going to go this way. And I'd run into whoever. I'd see a random stranger or give a random person a flower. And then 10 minutes later, see them somewhere else. And they were talking about, this nice guy gave me a flower. And then I'm there and then I'm asking them about their life and telling them what I do. And,
now, did you fall off at all when you were gone away? Because when you guys go out to the matrix, I know it's hard.
So this was the honest, hardest part of things. So I had solved a lot of problems in my life. I have struggled with alcohol in my life for sure because of masking my pain. And being a musician, alcohol flows like milk and honey. They just give it to you. It's a part of, drugs and sex are too, but I don't have a problem with drugs or sex. I'm too protective of myself. And I just know drugs are just too dangerous for my spirit. I have a super addictive personality. No, thank you. I don't need that road. So I had been sober for 8 or 9 months. About 3 months before I came here, I had a traumatic experience that made me that I chose to drink again. And so when I left here, I knew I needed to not drink anymore. But I had solved, for lack of a better way of saying it, before when I stopped drinking, I had lots of other garbage still in my life. So I wasn't giving up the last thing in my life that was a stronghold. It was alcohol is bad for me, but I was still doing these other things.
And it was clogging his crown chakra is what his higher self told me.
And then when I left here, I had solved a lot of these problems. So the last tie I had to my old life was alcohol. So I wasn't giving up alcohol. I was giving up the last tie to my old life. And I held on to it for no good reason. And as soon as I decided I'm about 60 days sober now.
Like you just haven't drank.
And
it's not like you were an alcoholic, were you?
I don't think so.
I just drank.
I just drank.
Yeah, you just drank.
Because no one just, if you're an alcoholic, I mean, people may disagree with this, but usually they don't just start cold turkey. I was like, nope. And I said, you know what? It's dumb that you're letting this be the last thing. And it's horrible for you. And it's not enjoyable, and it's expensive, and it puts you around people and situations you don't want to be in. You're already at the bar all the time when you perform. What are you doing?
Right. When did you quit? 60 days ago right now?
Yeah, about 60 days ago.
Okay. And then you got in Illinois about 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you decided to come back to Illinois and seriously start your service and your journey and all that.
I've given up. The only things that was really left in Alaska for me was the band. And they don't know it yet. But, I'm not going to be able to go back. And my band will be there for me in a couple of years when I maybe have time to do that again. Hopefully they'll get too famous. There's a place for Joe. If
they're supposed to be, we want to give them good vibes.
Right.
But
absolutely.
I love them. When you're in that type of energy, and I explain this to everybody, it's not personal. It's just darker, denser energy. It's just because of the environment of alcohol. So that's just how it is. Because alcohol is one of the lowest vibrations that we can vibrate at. So when you drink alcohol, you're actually vibrating really low. Yeah. That's why it doesn't feel good the next day, and you're all messed up and you're imbalanced. So I'm really, really proud of you. It's not like it was an issue, but it really is something that you needed to stay away from and boundaries, because it did create that lower vibration.
Yeah, it's an anchor to my past.
Yeah, but that's just with anything else. It doesn't matter if it's thoughts or physical. Okay, so how do you feel about this week? Because you had an experience this week with this lady.
So I have a friend of mine that now that I've kind of been exploring this and pursuing it, she's been telling me for 10, 15, I've known this person for probably 27 years, that I should be a healer. And I've had lots of shamanic type people. I'll run into them, or people will be told, they'll tell a story about me, and then they tell this person he needs to be a healer. I wasn't ready. I am now. So now that I'm doing it,
when you're ready, right?
Yes, so I'm definitely ready now.
That helps people understand their spiritual side. Like when you're just ready to go. You just stepped, even though it's scary, you stepped right into the unknown.
It's terrifying because I thought I was going to fall off an imaginary cliff that didn't even exist. It's just another step in life. There was no cliff there. That was my own perception of risk. It wasn't really there. As soon as I took a step, the ground was there, just like every single other step I've ever taken in my life. Yeah. So this person talks to dead people, and they want her to tell their loved ones about stuff.
Some people call it a medium, but we don't label it in here because we just kind of if you label stuff, I feel like it alters, what's really going on, and it might distort it. So you just let it all come out naturally, but that's what she's doing basically. Yeah. I think that's what everybody else calls
she
it.
always has. And I'm like, how have you not told me more? Because she's kind of touched on it a little bit through our relationship.
So she's channeling other spirits. So it's not just her, and they're trying to get her, and they know that she is that beam. They can tell.
Absolutely. And, she's like, an example is she was, someone's sister was asking how her brother was, and her brother was like, tell her that she's ugly. And she's saying, I can't say that, but that's how they used to, if you don't say it, that's probably she used to pick on his sister, right? So you got to say that, and then they'll be like, oh, that's exactly what my brother would say.
Yeah.
And as soon as she got out of her own, because she's like, I can't do that. I'm like, it's not your job to decide what you're supposed
She's
to say.
scared to speak it. So you are what? Teaching her what you learned.
Yes, and
So
giving her permission to
be in touch with her spiritual ability,
right,
and to confirm that and validate that for her, because that's what a lot of us need. We know what's going on inside, but we feel crazy, so we don't talk about it.
Right. Well, and it sounds it can sound crazy. Like, to me, it sounds a little crazy.
Yeah, because I don't see spirits.
I don't have that experience.
I have crazy experiences, but I don't see spirits. Right now, I do kind of now. I see like sparks, and I'll see maybe like a little shadow, but I had to grow into that, so they're not like full form or anything. But my niece, she sees spirits, so it's very rare. I heard. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true, but if you see spirits, you see spirits, own it. It's not a big deal. And you have to teach her that you are in full control. If you do not want to be bothered, you tell them no. Yeah,
that was the conversation.
You do have to learn that, though, because you can't, they'll just bother you if you don't have your boundaries up, because they know you're a beam. And so that's when you have to learn how to harness your abilities as well, and learn how to keep that balance and master. If you're ready to channel and, help, give those messages, do it. If you don't. So you understood that, and is she did she feel a lot better talking to you about it?
Yeah, because now I'm a safe space. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm a space keeper.
That's amazing, and that's good for people to have that safe space, because there's not a lot of safe spaces out there to be able to actually express, and for that person to help you process it and understand why things are the way they are. Mm-hmm. That's where we come in.
Yeah,
because therapy, you're just sitting there talking. They're like, well.
Yeah, we've
I'm just like, I need you to tell me how to reverse my karma, and I need you to tell me what to do spiritually. And they'd be like, huh?
I have an ex that's been in therapy for 30 years. And it's like, we were saying, like, what can you possibly have to talk about anymore? That you don't have new things happen in life.
Why is there no shift?
Right. Haven't you decided that you've
my insurance pays for it.
Yeah. And
so when
she has great insurance.
When you do invest in this type of stuff, yes, it costs, but it's for a reason, because it works. It's effective if you listen and do the work. But you're investing in yourself, so you take it serious and you actually do it, and no one's doing it for you. You're riding the bicycle, so you're reversing your karma, and you're doing it all on your own, and you're doing it the right way. So it's a proper equal energy exchange, and you're becoming in balance and reconciled with your own energy, your own karma, your lessons in life, and your journey and stuff. So it's just all in one. It just reconciles out. So you'll get the money back. It's not a big deal. It's expensive at first, but I've spent a lot of money on my healing, and I've sacrificed a lot, and it was worth every penny, because our health is everything. If I don't feel good, I don't want to do it. Like nothing's important. You know what I mean? Everything's in your health and the way that you're thinking and clear and show up.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had that experience with that lady, and you're going to get more experiences as you keep growing, because people are going to be more drawn to you now. And you've already noticed that in Alaska, and then with her.
And here. I mean, I've been here 3-ish weeks now, and
there's just a lot going on. People are really drawn to you, but you're also communicating, and you're bebopping around.
I'm being very available.
Were you like that before?
Yeah,
healing. You're always bebopper.
Yeah, I'm always out in the community. The town I live in I've lived in Alaska is like 6,500 people.
You're very social, and
I'm very social, and because of the type of work I do, I'm more people know me than I know. Because when you're at a bar full of a couple hundred people, those couple hundred people know you.
Yeah.
They don't really know you, but they know who you are. If you said, hey, this guy from such and such band, they're going to be like, yeah, we know that guy.
Okay. So everybody loves Joe. So anyways, I love how you've just been mingling, though, and like networking and just getting yourself out there and just expressing, especially since you've been back. Because he's from Taylorville, but he's lived in Alaska for a long time.
Yeah, this is my hometown.
So he's from Illinois, but he's just lived in Alaska for a long time. Okay, so this morning you came into yoga, and you looked really like you didn't get sleep. What happened last night?
Well, my friend likes to call me at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. after
the one that sees spirits.
She likes to call me and tell me what's going on. And I've told, because she works long hours. She's in the healthcare industry, so during the day, we can't talk. So she works 14-hour shifts. So I'm like, hey, just call me before you go to work. I realized that's 3 a.m. And it was bad when I was in Alaska, because it's 3 hours behind here. So I was getting calls at, 1 a.m. or midnight.
Oh, yeah, because you guys are.
Because I'm 3 hours behind, and she's in Central Time Zone. So just, and it's a lot, and I tried to convince them they want me to come and see them, and I'm trying to convince them to come here, because they need some serious stuff. And I said, even though it wouldn't be right maybe for me to do it, and I'm not trained for it, you should come here. And the excuses started flowing like milk and honey. And,
Yeah, excuses do.
And the energy of upsetness not that I suggested help, but she said, one of the things she said that was, I don't have the benefits and ease that you do. And it was really hard to not be like,
because you were like in a terrible position to be, and it happened.
I don't think that you understand my position.
But that's okay. A lot of people make excuses, but some people, you have to understand, want to be unhealthy and they want to be in those positions. And we got to leave them there because they're learning their karma and their lessons too. But yeah, you just plant the seeds of light, and maybe one day you can go out there and help if necessary later.
Well, and I'm worried about going and spending time in that person's environment and getting that, how you're sensitive and you don't want to be around people. I'm like, you need to come here for a week and a half. And I'm like, I don't know that I can do 3 days, man.
Yeah, once you start raising your vibration and you get to that, you notice, and you're so sensitive to everybody else because they're vibrating lower usually, and they're so heavy, they will siphon your energy. So I can't be around people all the time. I have to spend a lot of time just by myself because it drains me. And sometimes I have to go eat like 2 meals just to ground myself again and get my energy back. Okay, so this morning you came into yoga. How do you feel about yoga? It was your first class.
Yeah, we had done some stretching and some light Tai Chi just to kind of get me into it earlier last week, I think. But this was my first actual here session. I thought it was great. There's a lot to learn. It's just like all of these art forms. If you can do a curl, pretty soon you'll learn to do a this, and
you're just making new brain connections. But I was getting in your mind. What do you think? Because my yoga class is different. Mm-hmm. So I do a mix of meditation and the yoga, which my meditation's more energy healing, I think. It's just getting you, and meditation, you can use whatever word you want, but we're doing a lot of energy healing too. Did you feel all that?
Yeah. So I was definitely tapping into myself, letting the higher source lead that quiet time at the beginning where you're breathing and you're calming that. My nervous system we're very high energy people. So to calm my nervous system down and to let myself understand that. Right. And understand that, I was like this, and now I'm just like,
Isn't it cool when you kind of understand how I put it together? Like I put everything kind of together, like the physical and then the unseen part, the mind part.
Yeah, and getting to be around others was nice.
Yeah.
There was a couple other people there, and that was nice to have others doing it too. You could feel when they got into it, and when they were having a success, you got to have success with them.
Yeah, you can feel the energy. Is it different from my online YouTube videos and in person?
Yeah. They both have value.
Everybody says it's better in person with me.
Sure.
Which I'm sure.
Because you're able to directly experience and interact with the moment.
Right.
And you're in the room with the energy when it's happening. So there's value in all of it, but
it feels really good. Even for myself, sometimes I get burnt out and I don't want to do yoga all the time, like as a teacher. When I make myself do it, just kind of not like forced, but I know it's going to be good for me. I'm so excited that I did it. Even as a teacher that day, I'm like, oh my God, that helped me. Even if I do it just once a month, but I don't do it all the time because I have several other jobs that I'm doing, and I know how to master my balance, and it burns me out and it siphons my energy. So I can only do it like, here and there. A couple times a month is what I've been doing. But I had to learn that, and you learn this stuff as you go along, as a leader, as a teacher, as a spiritual guru, a master teaching everybody, that you'll find what resonates for you, find your balance. Yeah. You might do something and tweak it as you go, but don't perfect it. Don't wait, because you're ready to go. And now it's Joe's time.
Yeah.
So you can find what resonates for you as you go along, but add your cup of tea, like the sound bathing here. Sound bath.
Sound bath.
I don't think they say bathing.
Sound bathing. I like it. Come on down for a sound bathe. That's hilarious.
Do a little transformation on that service. Yeah. So we'll do sound baths, and then, we might set up our little podcast in there. But anyways, we really appreciate you coming and talking on our channel today and sharing your expertise and your experience and your journey in your life and stuff, because it really helps us all, even me, learning from you and just hearing about your story and about what you went through and where you're at today and where you have came from.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, just your life experiences with people too, as a sound musician. That's pretty cool. So thank you very much.
Yeah. And I look forward to an extended version of a couple of these stories. I really look forward to sharing kind of my whole traumatic experience and those things that I specifically went through, and growing the channel and growing the resource, you know, for sure.
So we will do an extended video from this, and we'll talk more with Joe and about his story. And then he might have his own channel one day too. But yeah, so we're trying to spread some light. And my business is called The Resource because I'm redirecting you guys back to the main source, which is within you, right? That source is the higher power, God, whatever label you put on it, but that source, that main source, that connection's within you. And that's what he has learned. And that's what we're here to share, is that we are very powerful human beings, and that there is a supernatural side, a part of the unseen that we can tap into and ask if there's more in our life and use it and live our best lives. Okay, and that's what we're here for. So stay tuned for more videos. We will see you guys all next video.